Same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Yo, you, by the way.
Oh my goodness! What is going on?
What?
Mike Tyson loses his temper on Jake Paul, and our poor little Jake goes absolutely wild after getting roasted by Iron Mike. Honestly, what else could he do but either lay down or cry like a baby? Jake probably thought boxing was just like social media, where you can stir up some drama with hashtags and then move on to the next big thing. That's Jake's playbook, right? But this time, the problem child forgot that he wasn't messing with KSI, an NBA player, or some MMA guy. He was messing with Tyson, the man who's been knocking people out since before Jake was even born. Jake must have thought he could hype it up, but Tyson isn't about that hashtag life. But let me clear something up for you. Mike Tyson is not like those quick-tempered guys like Floyd or Holyfield who get angry at the drop of a hat. Tyson's got patience outside the ring. He gives chances, he's chill. But mess with his in-ring matches, and you've just signed your own doom. Take a trip back in time for a sec. Tyson, the legendary knockout king, was all set for a much-hyped fight with Jake Paul. Despite his age and past health issues, Tyson was ready to show everyone he still had the chops to compete at the highest level. His training was nothing short of a Rocky montage on steroids. Tyson's prep for the fight? Oh man, it was brutal. He was pushing himself like a madman, sparring with younger fighters, sweating through grueling conditioning sessions, and perfecting his technique. You can think of all the champ, drenched in sweat, pushing his body to its limits, all while his camp buzzed with excitement, knowing they were witnessing the rebirth of a legend. But then, out of nowhere, Tyson got hit with a health scare, a painful ulcer flare-up. This wasn't just any flare-up, it was the kind that makes you rethink your life choices. The pain was so intense, even Tyson's iron will was tested. His medical team was freaking out, saying there was no way he should continue with the fight. They warned him about serious risks, but Tyson, he was like, no way am I canceling. In his mind, canceling was for quitters, and Tyson is no quitter. Despite the agony, Tyson's resolve was unshakable. To him, cancellation would have been waving the white flag, something he'd never do. His love for boxing and his fans kept him going. But when the doctors laid it all out, the potential for life-threatening complications, Tyson had to face reality.
Same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
So, he made the tough call to postpone the fight. Not an easy decision for a guy like Tyson, but it showed just how much he respected the sport and his own health. He knew that pushing through the pain could spell disaster, not just for his career, but for his life. The postponement was a smart move. Tyson figured that with some time and proper treatment, he'd bounce back stronger. He wanted to step into the ring at his peak, not half-baked. This decision showed Tyson's maturity and his understanding that health comes first, even when you're a boxing legend. Fans in the boxing community had mixed feelings. Disappointment, sure, but also a lot of respect. They saw his courage and dedication, recognizing that his choice to postpone was a mark of his respect for the sport and his legacy. The anticipation for the fight only grew, with everyone eagerly waiting for Tyson to return, fit and ready to deliver a knockout performance. So Jake Paul's reaction to the postponement of his fight with Mike Tyson was absolute fireworks. When the news dropped on June 10, 2024, that Tyson had to push back the fight due to a severe ulcer flare-up, the boxing world was buzzing. For Jake, though, this wasn't just a delay, it was a major buzzkill for his momentum and plans. Jake, being the impatient guy he is, couldn't keep quiet. He blew up on social media, venting his frustration on Twitter and Instagram. On June 11, 2024, he tweeted, "I can't wait around forever. My career, my momentum, it all matters. I respect Tyson, but I need to stay active." The guy was practically screaming urgency through his tweets. Waiting for Tyson to recover was clearly not in Jake's playbook. And then, the very next day, he flipped the script. On June 12, 2024, Jake announced he was canceling the fight with Tyson and setting up a new one with Mike Perry. Fans and the boxing community lost it. Jake tried to justify it, saying he couldn't afford to let his career hit a pause. He insisted that staying active and in the spotlight was crucial for him as a professional boxer.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. This opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy, I have so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy. And he says he still is going to knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there. But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you've said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's going to change the world, and I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by. And the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
But let's be real here. Jake canceling the Tyson fight was seen as a huge slap in the face. The fight with Tyson wasn't just another match. It was a big deal. A showdown between old school boxing and the new wave of social media stars. By bailing, Jake wasn't just disrespecting Tyson's legacy, he was downplaying the significance of the event. When Jake announced the new fight with Mike Perry on June 13, 2024, it didn't exactly win him any brownie points.
Yeah, the news is true, folks. I, Jake Paul, will be fighting Mike Perry, Tampa, Florida, July 20th.
He claimed this new fight would keep him relevant and give his fans the action they craved, but everyone saw through it. Opting for Perry over Tyson looked like Jake was dodging a real challenge. It seemed like he was picking an easier fight, and the criticism poured in. The boxing community wasn't shy about voicing their opinions. Joe Rogan, always blunt, called Jake out on his podcast on July 14, 2024.
There's not a fucking chance in hell that Jake Paul would survive against the Mike Tyson that beat Marvis Frazier.
Rogan's words hit home for many boxing purists who saw Jake's move as a disservice to the sport. Michael White chimed in too. In an interview, he said,
pulls this off. I see Mike Tyson punching him in the body, and I don't see how Jake stops that. Jake is not of the size to give Mike a problem. Mike can be, big guy.
White's comments highlighted the broader implications of Jake's actions, underscoring the importance of honoring boxing's rich heritage. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson kept his cool. Despite his health issues, he showed he was willing to go the distance, postponing rather than canceling the fight out of respect for the sport and his fans. In stark contrast, Jake's impatience and career-first attitude made him look pretty self-centered. Even Floyd Mayweather had something to say.
Fucked up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMZ.
You can curse.
I apologize, but
No apologize.
There's no way he get demolished.
Fans were just as vocal. Social media blew up with comments slamming Jake's decision. Hashtags like "Respect the Legends" and "Paul vs. Tyson" trended, with fans urging Jake to rethink his choice. Despite the noise, Tyson chose silence over a public spat. But his silence spoke volumes. It was clear he was deeply disappointed by Jake's actions. Tyson's postponement was out of necessity, driven by genuine health concerns, not a lack of willingness to fight. Jake Paul's reaction and subsequent decision to cancel the fight with Tyson and set up a new bout with Mike Perry highlighted a stark contrast between the old and new schools of boxing. While Tyson's approach was all about respect and tradition, Jake seemed driven by a need for immediate gratification and staying in the public eye. This clash of values stirred up major controversy, shining a light on the tensions between boxing's storied past and its rapidly evolving present. But do you think Mike Tyson is just going to stay quiet and let it slide? No way, not in this century. If Jake Paul thought he was the master of trash talk, he's got another thing coming. Mike Tyson's reaction to Jake Paul canceling their fight was nothing short of explosive. When Paul dropped the bomb that he was bailing on their much-anticipated match to set up a fight with Mike Perry, Tyson's fury was off the charts. This wasn't just about a postponed match, it was about respect, legacy, and the very essence of what it means to be a boxer. Tyson didn't hold back for a second. His public statements were dripping with anger and disappointment. He absolutely roasted Jake Paul, calling him out for his total lack of respect for the sport and for Tyson himself. Tyson laid it all out, exposing Paul for what he really was, a strategic opportunist who'd been picking easy targets his entire career. Jake Paul thinks he can just walk away when things get tough? That's not how boxing works. He's never faced a real challenge in the ring, Tyson declared, making it clear that Paul was all bark and no bite. But Tyson didn't stop there. Oh no, he went for the knockout punch by accusing Paul of using steroids to gain an unfair edge. He claimed Paul's wins were not just carefully chosen, but also chemically enhanced. This kid's wins are tainted. He's been juicing and everyone in the industry knows it, Tyson said, adding more fuel to the already raging fire and casting serious doubt on Paul's integrity and credibility as a boxer. The fallout from Tyson's explosive reaction was immediate and widespread. Paul found himself under siege from all directions, with criticism raining down from boxing legends, analysts, and fans alike. The general consensus? Paul had disrespected not just Tyson, but the entire sport of boxing. Paul's reputation took a nosedive as accusations of steroid use and cherry-picking opponents dominated the headlines. The boxing community, already skeptical of Paul's legitimacy as a professional fighter, now had even more reason to question his place in the sport. Tyson's words hit hard, and the damage to Paul's image was massive.
But once he's in that ring, you have to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
As the dust settled, it was clear that Paul's actions had far-reaching consequences. The decision to cancel the fight with Tyson and the ensuing backlash highlighted a deep divide within the boxing world. A clash between traditional values and the new era of social media-driven personalities. Jake Paul's decision to bail on his fight with Mike Tyson and instead set up a bout with Mike Perry, man, that stirred up a hornet's nest. The boxing and entertainment worlds exploded with criticism. Picking Perry over Tyson is the easy way out. It's a slap in the face to everyone who wanted a real fight, Rogan ranted. His words hit hard with fans who felt betrayed by Jake's sudden switcheroo. He pointed out how Jake's actions undermined the spirit of boxing, a sport built on honor and facing tough challenges. This isn't what boxing is about. It's about respect and earning your place, not picking easy fights to stay in the limelight. Boxing has always been about honor and bravery. What Jake did undermines those values, Holyfield remarked. Tyson's warning was a wake-up call for Jake Paul. The message was clear. Respect the sport, its traditions, and its legends, or risk being ostracized by the very community you want to be part of. The backlash from Tyson and other boxing greats was a powerful lesson for Jake, highlighting the serious repercussions of his actions.